on Twitter.
Hi, this is a
Twitter's
video
at
where we'll
David
go
T.
over the
Green.
syllabus, calendar, and checklist for MIS-7101, Information Systems and Technology. So I'm just going to go into the course site. If you've gone through the other orientation videos, we've already walked through some of the menu items. So this should be your view for the course site. I'll go back to the entry page. You'll first see the announcements page. But if you want to access the syllabus, which is a very important place to start with the course, it's in the course and instructor information section of the course. You can just go to the course and instructor info link. At the very top, you'll have a link for the syllabus. I've also provided this by email a couple times over the past few weeks. So I'll first walk through the syllabus. I have my contact information at the top, including my office number, the office phone number, and office email. So at this point, office hours are by appointment. I will schedule some office hours where you can actually meet with me online. Those will be optional, but by appointment means that I can meet you by phone, I can meet you online via our web conferencing software, Blackboard Collaborate, or we can meet in person if you're in the local area. Please use email as a primary form of communication, but note I do not accept assignments by email because assignments have very specific places to be submitted within Blackboard, on discussion boards, in a group area, etc. So please do not submit assignments by email because I will not accept them, and I will just remind you of that. Also note that email, if it's a general class question for email, or by email, I will probably post it to the discussion board. So if you ask me a question by email, I'll simply post it to the discussion board in the course questions discussion board, because if it's a general course question, then please post it to the discussion board because someone else may actually have the same question, and that will be the place where I will also respond to it. So please try to use the course questions discussion board, except for cases when you might have a very personal or confidential question. I have the GSU mission statement here. I also have the credit hours. This is a 3-credit-hour course, as well as some other information. You're in a graduate program in the College of Business if you're taking this course. The course description says that the course prepares students to participate in an organization's information systems and technology decisions. It emphasizes the strategic value of information resources, alignment of IT and business strategies, the role of IT department in an organization, performance and process improvements through information systems, and ethical use of information resources. The course learning outcomes include the following. Upon completing the course, students will be able to apply a framework and process for aligning an organization's IT objectives with business strategy, defend the strategic value of information resources for an organization, participate in an organization's information systems and technology decision-making processes, identify ways systems and technologies, information systems and technology may improve an organization's performance, including improving organizational processes, decision-making, collaboration, and personal productivity. Define what a manager should be able to expect from an IT department in an organization. Build a business case for IT, addressing key IT acquisition decisions such as make or buy, outsource versus insource, project management related decisions. And finally, the final outcome that we have for the course is that students will be able to apply a framework for evaluating information related ethical dilemmas commonly faced by managers. So the course is for graduate students with a broad overview of information systems and information technology and its application in a business setting. Even if you're not in business in the public sector, this also applies in not-for-profit sector as well. We'll also survey some uses of the information technology and some in the world. You actually have an assignment where you do um, a briefing on a new information technology or a fairly new information technology or a system that you will share with an organization. Well, the idea is that you're sharing this with an organization. We also have the next section for the intended audience. The course is required for all MBA students and Master of Business Administration. We also have other graduate students taking the course, such as the MS Accounting, MS and MIS, and Master of Public Administration students, and occasionally students from outside the college. We have a list of required textbooks and resources below. Our main text that we'll be focusing on or we'll be utilizing in the course is Perlson and Saunders' textbook called Managing and Using Information Systems, A Strategic Approach. We'll be using the 5th edition. There are previous editions, and if you have a previous edition of the book, a 4th edition, it is not organized in the same way. So I encourage you to, although some of the chapters will be the same, um, the organization will not be the same. So that's left up to you whether you want to um, get or use a used book. But there is definitely new content in this book. We'll also be using some of the cases in the book that may not have been in earlier editions. So do that at your own risk in terms of getting an older edition. We'll also have an assignment tied to a case study from Northwestern University, and this is MDCM Incorporated Part A, IT Strategy Synchronization. This is by Mark Jeffrey and Joseph F. Norton. So this is available for purchase through Harvard Business School Publishing website for $3.95. So there is a link here in the syllabus where you can actually go to the website, Harvard Business School Publishing. I created a site that would allow you to purchase it for $3.95. This is not available in the bookstore, unfortunately. So this is something you would have to purchase directly through the website. But it is $3.95. But this is an important case study because you'll be developing one of your I would say 2 major assignments that are worth the most points. One of them is tied to the MDECM case study. So you'll be looking at IT and organizational strategy and business strategy. We have a technology requirements. If you've made it this far, you've made it into Blackboard. So we'll be utilizing Blackboard's e-learning system. We also will use, as you see right now, I'm actually using a Google Doc. I have the syllabus uploaded to Google Docs. Microsoft Office, other documents. You don't have to use Microsoft Office, but you have to be able to use it in a format, submit assignments in a format that I would be able to open if it does require a document. There are discussion boards and other things that will allow you to actually post the text. So you won't actually have to be in Blackboard to conduct the course. I mean, most of the things are linked from Blackboard. The assignments will allow you can work offline outside of Blackboard, but you have to submit it via Blackboard. In terms of, there are some deals for students in terms of Microsoft Office if you don't have a copy yourself. I encourage you, if you don't have it, you could also use Google Docs. Actually, it's a fairly useful, I would say very useful tool. Also check your public library. They likely have copies of fairly new editions of Microsoft Office, and it's free. So public libraries are great. Also, Governor State's ACS computer labs are available if you're in the local area. Please check the lab hours. I have 10:30 here, but I don't know if that is still accurate or not as the time when it's available Monday through Thursday up till 10:30 p.m. I do have a link to the the website where it should show if it's available. Also, computer microphone and webcam. If you have a laptop, you likely have both of these built in. And most PCs these days, actually, in the monitors will sometimes have them built in, have a webcam built in. These are fairly inexpensive to get. I encourage you to get a headset, especially if you're in the online MBA program, or if you're planning to take more online classes. But a headset is better quality, a higher quality than your internal microphone, and it doesn't catch all of the or as much of the noise that might be surrounding you. So if you have a family and you're working from home, and so it might be quite loud. So a headset is useful. It's fairly inexpensive. That is expected because you will have uh, in your conversations with me, you will have assignments where you work with groups. And I know some of the other classes too require presentations that you have to record via Blackboard Collaborate or other tools. It's also recommended that you back up any files that you save, related to the class. I sometimes get the excuse that the dog ate my homework and those sorts of things. So back up your homework. Make sure you. One thing that I use a few different things. I back up my hard drive at home. It's a sort of on an hourly basis. It backs it up. But I also use a cloud-based service called Dropbox. And Google Docs or Google Drive actually is a very similar thing, and there are other products as well. And Dropbox is so it actually will store your files in the cloud. I think it's now 5 GB of space for free. And I actually pay for a professional account because I use so much of it. And um, but it automatically saves a copy of it to the cloud. So it's actually just another drive. It looks like another drive in your directory, your file directory of your computer. So encourage you to try out that if you're not familiar with Dropbox or Google Drive. Try it out. Just play around with it, even if you're not planning or not sure if you want to use it, because this is important. These are becoming more and more common, especially in the workplace. So become familiar with this, see how they work. They do allow you, what I really like about them, they allow you to access files from multiple locations, and often will work with other applications on mobile devices, Android or iOS devices like the iPad will work with or allow you to access your Dropbox for different if you want to import files to read or things, etc. For on your iPad. So I use it quite a bit. But the key is to back up your files, not only for this class, but for everything that you do that you find important, because hardware, software is not perfect and it can fail. Whether it's by human error, by malware, but take time to do that. It will take an initial investment up front, but take time to do it and learn how to do it.